Stop running from the storms of life. True peace doesn't come from avoiding chaos. It comes from learning to stand still within it. Imagine a life where no insult can shake you, no rejection can break you, and no disappointment can weigh you down. A life where the turbulence of the world swirls around you, yet your inner stillness remains unshaken. For centuries, Buddhist monks have mastered the art of mental resilience, revealing a profound truth: pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Your mind is like a battlefield, constantly under siege by anxieties, regrets, and fears. But what if you could step away from the war entirely? What if you could rewire your thoughts to transform pain into wisdom, rejection into redirection, and loss into liberation? Today we unveil 6 transformative Buddhist principles, timeless secrets to cultivating an untouchable mindset. These lessons, drawn from ancient wisdom and modern psychology, will shift the way you see hardship, offering you a path to unbreakable peace. And stay until the end for a bonus lesson that will change the way you see yourself forever. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Suffering is optional. Reframing pain as growth. Pain is a universal truth. It touches every life, creeping into our days through aging, loss, failure, and unexpected disappointments. No one escapes it. But suffering, that is something entirely different. That is the weight we choose to carry, the burden we heap onto our own shoulders by resisting reality, reliving past wounds, or dwelling in regret. Imagine you're holding a camera, standing in a vast open field. One side is drenched in mud, thick, messy, and unavoidable. The other is alive with wildflowers, vibrant and stretching toward the sun. Where you aim your lens dictates what you see. Life works the same way. Do you zoom in on the hardship, magnifying every injustice and sorrow, or do you shift your gaze to the lessons hidden within the struggle, allowing wisdom to bloom? A man once approached the Buddha, his face twisted with fury, hurling insults with the force of a storm. He expected retaliation, anger, a fight. Instead, the Buddha simply smiled and asked, "If someone offers you a gift, and you refuse to accept it, to whom does it belong?" The man was silent, stunned. The answer was clear: the poison we refuse to drink cannot harm us. This is the essence of suffering. External events hold no power until we assign them meaning. Think about it. A harsh word only wounds if we internalize it. Rejection only stings if we decide it defines us. Loss only shatters us if we refuse to let go. The pain itself is real, but suffering is the choice to let it consume us. So the next time life hands you hardship, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, is this pain, or am I making it suffering? Is failure a dead end, or is it redirection? Is criticism truth, or merely a reflection of another's pain? As the Buddha said, we are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. Modern neuroscience backs this up. Our brains forge pathways based on repeated thoughts. If we dwell on anger, fear, or self-doubt, those pathways strengthen, making negativity our default. But if we shift our focus, if we see pain as a teacher rather than a tormentor, we rewire our brains for resilience, peace, and clarity. You hold the key to your own freedom. Right now, in this very moment, you can decide to stop suffering. The storm will still rage, the winds will still howl, but you will stand tall, unshaken, untouchable. Take a deep breath. Feel that. That's the weight lifting. That's you reclaiming your peace. Lesson 2. The illusion of control. Flowing like the river. Picture a leaf floating down a river. It doesn't resist. It doesn't fight the current. It moves effortlessly, trusting the flow. Now imagine someone frantically paddling against the current, exhausting themselves yet going nowhere. This is the struggle of control. We spend years crafting plans, careers, relationships, dreams, believing that if we try hard enough, we can force life to obey. But when things don't go as expected, a relationship ends, a job opportunity slips away, anxiety and frustration consume us. The harder we grip, the more we suffer. A monk once pointed to a river and asked his student, "What happens when you fight the current?" The student answered, "You drown." The monk nodded, "And what happens when you surrender? You float." Buddhism teaches that attachment to control is the root of suffering. Life isn't a machine to operate, it's a river to ride. The greatest pains don't come from what happens to us, but from our resistance to it. Think about the moments when life didn't go according to plan. The job you thought was perfect, but didn't pan out. The love that slipped through your fingers despite your best efforts. The unexpected twists that sent you reeling. What if, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you asked, "What is life trying to teach me?" Sometimes, the doors that close are saving us from walking into the wrong rooms. Let's take a moment to reflect. Have you ever been so fixated on a specific outcome that you ignored the signs that it wasn't right for you? Sometimes, surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that life is steering you towards something better. Surrendering to life's flow doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean you stop setting goals or striving for growth. It means that when life redirects you, you trust the new path instead of resisting it. It's about aligning with the natural currents rather than exhausting yourself fighting them. Think of water. It adapts. It moves around obstacles rather than smashing against them. It finds its way forward without force, yet it shapes mountains over time. Be like water. Next time you find yourself gripping tightly to control, pause, breathe deeply, ask yourself, am I fighting a current that isn't mine to control? Trust that life's current has carried you through every storm before and will continue to do so. The only question is, will you float or will you fight? Lesson 3. The mirror of karma. Reflect. Don't absorb. A mirror never shatters from an insult. It doesn't argue or absorb negativity. It simply reflects. But humans, we shatter under criticism, forgetting that another's anger is a reflection of them, not us. Consider this. Someone insults you, and instead of letting it slide past like rain on a window, you hold on to it. You replay the words over and over, letting them take root in your mind. Why? Because we often believe that external validation, whether praise or criticism, defines who we are. But the truth is, it doesn't. Nothing can define you unless you let it. People who insult, manipulate or criticize are merely projecting their own suffering outward. Their words and actions say far more about their internal struggles than they do about your worth. Yet we allow their negativity to infiltrate our peace, to dictate our emotions, to shape our self-worth. But here's the secret. An insult has no power unless you accept it. A Buddhist master once said, "If someone offers you a poisoned cup and you do not drink it, to whom does it belong?" This is a profound lesson. When someone lashes out, don't drink their poison. Pause. Observe. Ask yourself what pain made them this way. Instead of reacting with impulse, respond with wisdom. There's immense strength in refusing to engage in negativity. It doesn't mean you tolerate mistreatment. It means you rise above it. When someone hurls anger your way, you can choose to remain unshaken, untouched, like a mountain standing firm against the wind. Imagine the freedom of not taking things personally. Imagine walking through life knowing that the words and actions of others do not control you. That's the power of the mirror. Let go of the weight you were never meant to carry. Refuse to hold on to the burdens that are not yours. And when negativity comes your way, simply reflect it. Never absorb it. Lesson 4. The Sword of Mindfulness. Cut through mental chains. Overthinking is a prison of our own making. How many times have you been held hostage by a thought? Anxiety about the future, regret about the past. It all plays on repeat, convincing you it's real. But here's the truth. Thoughts are not facts. A Zen master once said, "The mind is like a road. Thoughts are passing cars. You don't have to chase them." The moment you realize this, you are free. Try the stop method. Stop. Pause before reacting. Take a deep breath. Observe your thoughts. Are they facts or just noise? Proceed with clarity. Like a sword slicing through tangled vines, mindfulness clears the mental clutter. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer. Your mind is a tool, not a tyrant. When you train it to see thoughts as passing clouds rather than absolute truths, you break free from their control. Next time a negative thought arises, imagine watching it drift by like a leaf in a stream. No need to chase it. No need to grab it. Just let it pass. True peace is found not by silencing the mind, but by mastering the way we respond to it. Hold that sword of mindfulness and cut through the chains of doubt, fear, and overthinking. Because you are not your mind's prisoner, you are its master. Embrace the stillness within. The storm outside may rage, but you are untouchable. Lesson 5. Emptiness is strength. Be like bamboo. A raging storm never destroys bamboo. It bends, it sways, it yields to the wind's fury, but never snaps. Why? Because it is hollow. It has space within. It doesn't resist the force of nature. It moves with it, allowing the storm to pass through. And when the skies clear, it still stands, rooted, untouched, resilient. But we resist. We clench our losses in tight fists, wrapping ourselves in the armor of denial, gripping grief like a shield against pain. We believe that to be strong means to fight, to stand unyielding, to block out sorrow with sheer force of will. And yet, it is that very resistance that causes suffering. Think about the last time you held on to something too tightly. A heartbreak, a missed opportunity, a painful memory. The more you resisted it, the more it consumed you, didn't it? The harder you fought against it, the stronger it seemed to grow. But what if, instead of resisting, you allowed it to move through you? What if you became like bamboo? Buddhism teaches that real strength isn't about blocking emotions or denying pain. It's about letting them pass through. When grief arises, don't brace against it. Observe it. Sit with it. Acknowledge its presence without inviting it to stay. Anger, disappointment, sorrow, they are all just visitors. They come, they stir up the dust, and then, when you no longer grasp them, they leave. You are not the storm. You are the sky. Picture the vast sky, stretching endlessly, holding space for all weather, sunshine, rain, tempests, and tranquil breezes alike. It never fights what passes through. It simply is. Just like the sky does not collapse under the weight of a storm, you do not have to crumble under the weight of your emotions. You can hold them, acknowledge them, and still remain whole. Imagine walking through a garden after a heavy rain. The trees stand rigid, some of their branches broken, their leaves scattered, but the bamboo, it is untouched, its slender form bowing and rising effortlessly with the rhythm of the wind. This is the power of surrender. Not surrender as in giving up, but surrender as in trusting. Trusting that pain is temporary, trusting that emotions come and go, trusting that, no matter how intense the storm, you will still be here when it passes. When life shakes you, loosen your grip. Instead of resisting change, move with it. When sorrow knocks, greet it, not with fear, but with curiosity. What is it here to teach you? When anger flares, watch it without feeding it. Does it need to stay, or is it passing through? In Japan there is a saying, Nana korobi yaoki, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. This is the spirit of bamboo. It does not break because it knows how to rise. It does not resist because it knows resistance only leads to destruction. It surrenders, adapts, flows, and because of that, it endures. Let yourself be like bamboo. Release the need to control. Open yourself to movement, to transformation, to the natural ebb and flow of life. When grief comes, let it wash over you like a wave, then retreat back into the ocean. When uncertainty creeps in, loosen your stance. Remember that flexibility is not weakness, it is survival. The strongest people are not those who fight hardest, but those who bend without breaking. They are the ones who trust the process, who understand that nothing, no pain, no joy, no fear, lasts forever. They are the ones who hold space for life's storms, but never let the storms define them. You are not your emotions. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are the sky. Release. Let the wind pass through you. Be hollow, be open, be free. And like bamboo, stand unbreakable. Lesson 6. Compassion as armor. Deflect. Don't defend. A diamond does not shatter when struck. It remains whole, but glass. It breaks at the slightest blow. When someone hurls cruelty your way, will you be glass or diamond? The choice is yours. Buddhism teaches that anger toward others is like acid in your own cup. It only burns you. It poisons your peace, clouds your clarity, and weighs you down with burdens that were never meant to be yours. Instead of absorbing negativity, meet it with compassion, not for them, but for you. Compassion is often misunderstood as weakness, but in truth, it is the ultimate shield. It doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment or excusing harm. It means refusing to let another person's suffering become your own. It means seeing their actions for what they are, expressions of their own pain, their own wounds, their own unresolved struggles. A Buddhist master once said, "If someone hands you a poisoned cup and you do not drink it, to whom does it belong?" This is the essence of deflection. When someone insults you, criticizes you, or lashes out, pause, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what suffering made them this way? Their pain is not yours to carry. Imagine standing in a vast open space, a strong wind blowing toward you. If you resist, the wind pushes you back, throwing you off balance. But if you step aside, if you allow it to pass through, it loses its power over you. This is how compassion works. It lets negativity flow around you without penetrating your core. Think of the last time someone's words stung you. Maybe it was a passing comment, or maybe it was a deeper wound, a betrayal, a harsh judgment, an act of cruelty. Now ask yourself, did holding on to that pain serve me? Did replaying the moment in your head ease the hurt, or did it magnify it? What if, instead of reacting, you had let it pass through, like wind through an open window? This doesn't mean you should be passive in the face of injustice. There is a difference between responding with wisdom and reacting with anger. A wise person addresses harm without becoming consumed by it. When someone speaks with hostility, you can answer with calmness. When someone lashes out, you can refuse to engage in the battle. When someone is unkind, you can choose not to mirror their behavior. This isn't about letting people walk over you. It's about ensuring that their anger doesn't dictate your inner world. Compassion is strength wrapped in understanding. It allows you to acknowledge another person's pain without making it your own. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of resentment and revenge. It reminds you that your peace is too valuable to be sacrificed for another person's moment of suffering. Picture two warriors. One wears heavy armor, weighed down, rigid, unable to move freely. The other wears nothing but carries an unbreakable shield, light, flexible, yet impenetrable. Which one do you think survives longer? Compassion is that shield. It allows you to move through life unburdened, to stand firm in the face of conflict without being consumed by it. So the next time someone tries to hurt you with words or actions, take a breath, pause before reacting. See their suffering, but do not take it on as your own. You are not a glass vessel waiting to shatter. You are a diamond, unbreakable, unshaken, untouchable. Let your kindness confuse their hate. Let your peace disarm their chaos. Let your compassion be the armor that protects you, not by fighting, but by refusing to engage in the battle. Compassion is not a weakness. It is the ultimate strength. Final thought: the untouchable mindset. Imagine standing atop a mountain, the winds howling around you, the sky shifting from storm to sunlight. Below, the world continues its endless motion, people rushing, emotions flaring, moments of joy and suffering unfolding. But up here, in this quiet space, you are still. You are untouchable. This is the essence of the untouchable mindset. Not immunity from hardship, but the unshakable wisdom to move through life without being consumed by its turbulence. It is the art of being in the world, yet not imprisoned by it. It is the understanding that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. It is the strength to surrender, the grace to let go, and the clarity to see that every storm, every challenge, every painful moment is simply another wave passing through the vast ocean of your being. The journey to an untouchable mind is not about numbing yourself to reality. It is about meeting each moment fully, without resistance, without attachment, without allowing external circumstances to dictate your inner peace. It is about choosing presence over panic, wisdom over impulse, and clarity over chaos. Consider the 6 lessons you have encountered. Suffering is optional, reframing pain as growth rather than allowing it to consume you. The illusion of control, learning to ride the river of life rather than exhausting yourself fighting the current. The mirror of karma, reflecting negativity rather than absorbing it. The sword of mindfulness, cutting through mental noise and reclaiming your mind as your own. Emptiness as strength, bending like bamboo rather than breaking under pressure. Compassion as armor, deflecting cruelty with understanding rather than defending with anger. These are not abstract concepts. They are living practices meant to be woven into the fabric of your daily existence. They are the tools that allow you to walk through the fire of life and emerge unscathed. Not because the fire does not burn, but because you no longer fuel the flames with resistance and fear. The world will test you, people will misunderstand you, plans will fall apart, loss will find its way to you, and so will love. But through it all, you have a choice: to crumble or to rise, to resist or to flow, to shatter like glass or stand like a diamond. What you nurture within yourself determines what you become. So take a breath. Feel the vastness of this moment. You are not here to be weighed down by the burdens of the past or to be paralyzed by the uncertainties of the future. You are here, now, in this moment of clarity, where suffering dissolves and wisdom takes root. Let go of what is not yours to hold. Trust that life is unfolding exactly as it should. Stand firm in the knowledge that nothing, no insult, no rejection, no failure has the power to define you unless you allow it. You are not your thoughts. You are not your pain. You are not the storm. You are the sky, vast, unbreakable, eternal, and in that knowing, you are free.